All right, Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give infinite praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, GMS, who were well and who taught us this truth. And I want to say Shalom al Barakim Labakarium, Shal Yasharala. That's peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. All right, the hopeful brethren that are also pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth. All right, and to the faithful listeners too. All right. Now, Lord willing, this lesson is going to be talking about this clip from this anime I watch. All right, which they got out some pretty serene and concrete history. All right, pertaining to the ancient Greek Empire. All right, now now pertaining to this, I'm not gonna bench around too long. I just want to get straight to the point. That essentially, what I'm gonna prove in this video is that the image of these of the wicked, or of these Edomites, all right, and that wine being poured out on the nations is really well alive today. Okay, it was alive back then, and it still is to this day. All right, so I'm gonna play this clip. All right, it's not that long. It's just about 40 seconds. All right, and I'm gonna bring out a few supporting precepts, and Lord will this be edifying. So.
As a side note, there's been a recent uproar over rampant sexuality in the country's youth. However, keep in mind the Japanese people had a rather open-minded view of sexuality, and it was especially liberal during the Edo period. They only became prudish in the Meiji era after the influx of Western culture. So to put this in perspective, one could say that they've merely returned to the values of the Edo period. And if you take the time to delve into world history, then you'll discover that Japan's Edo period can be placed right alongside the civilization of ancient Greece, in that it was an era in which gay love flourished, and homosexuality was considered a more noble pursuit than heterosexuality.
You see that? Man, nah, that's a lot to take in, but essentially, this anime, real quick, for some background, that was a quick cutaway to some background information to, like, towns and settings. And this specific anime I watch, Samurai Champloo, is based upon the main setting is Japan. All right. Now I was talking about what the influx of Western culture. All right. Now I got my precepts to support this. Now I'm gonna just start with Deuteronomy. All right. All right, because essentially, all right, just to dot down the basics. All right, this pertains, the whole law and the whole idea of these Edomites is totally contrary to what the Lord taught to the Israelites. All right, so I'm gonna read this real quick. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people. It's talking about the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the true biblical Israelites today. All right, it says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. All right, special meaning separate above. Oh, Salaki is gonna say right here, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right, these are the nations. We're gonna be above these other nations. We're gonna be special upon the Lord thy power, and not only that, but what we're gonna have his laws, statutes, and commandments, the laws and regulations that the Lord hath made for us to follow. All right, in His image. All right, He has His standard, and it's a very high standard. All right. All right, because it's not just 10 commandments. It's a plethora of laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, regulations that we have to follow for our way of life. All right, for us to live, but for us to live by. All right. Now the thing is, pertaining to these Edomites. All right. So lock you. I'm gonna get straight into it because the history pertaining to the Greeks, because as we know today that the Babylon, all right, is spiritually Sodom and Egypt all over again. All right, now we're here in captivity under the red Hebrew Edomite, all right, the so-called white man, and now what? He's bringing back all of his evil acts upon earth again. All right, so man, I don't even know where to start with. Well, right off the bat, actually, I'm gonna just start with the history. All right, because what I mentioned ancient Greece, right? So this is First Maccabees 1:7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Talking about Alexander the Great, or Salakia, Alexander the Creep. It says in verse 8, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right, and what this is also talking about the rise of you Edomites. All right, so what it says, many years and so what after they crowned themselves after the death of their precious Alexander the Creep. All right, it said what it says, evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay, and what do you think that's talking about? And that's talking about the transgressions toward the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Things that are against nature. All right, things that are just vile, things that you wouldn't even think about. The you know those demons that the brothers get in their minds that they have to rebuke. All right, to not follow the wickedness of the heart, the fleshly heart. That's what they put out towards the world. That's what they advertise to everyone, to these other nations, Jake included. All right, which brings me to my next the next precept, because the thing is, our history shows what that's actually how we became like the heathen, all right, Gentiles in the New Testament. Because what happened, they set up places of gymnasiums, gyms for short, in Jerusalem, in the Holy Land, Israel, all right, where people get naked and doing things like when it comes out to there are places of exercise. When people would get naked, people would spar, being naked. All right, and not only just Greece, because what that video I just showed, that it also said Western civilization. That's also talking about Rome. All right, which if I'm not mistaken, even the handshake, all right, the westernized handshake that actually started with the Greeks, man. Touching another man's hand, or as a greeting. All right, so even like minor things like that just shows you that they have a totally different mannerisms, right? When compared to the Eastern culture, which what the Eastern culture is a splitting image of the Israelites' culture, all right, which is what having your woman covered, all right, your men being masculine men, right, your women being below the man, all right, with this order in the house, right, all right, not eating abominable foods, all right, things that you're not supposed to eat from the under heaven. All right, the ocean and crawleth and creepeth things, right? This is Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. And what did we just see in that video from the anime? It said that it was more noble or honorable to be a homosexual, essentially. Okay, during that time. Okay, and I remember watching a YouTube video, which is definitely true, most likely, right? In Roman time, it was noble or honorable to have a small rod. All right, I'm not kidding, man. I'm not making this up. You can look it up yourself. Okay. But so these Edomites, they have their own image, man. They have their own laws that they made up, man. Whatever pleases the heart, whatever desperately wicked act that the heart thinks upon, they bring it forth. All right, and that's in the spirit. Okay, the Greeks, the Romans, these are all Edomites, all right, so-called white people. All right, so the so-called European man. All right, the Caucasians. All right. All right, so Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Now, right there, that's not talking about just a regular old drink. That's talking about what? The wines. The wine, which wines, according to the scriptures, represents different philosophies and wisdom, which of course we know that the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Lord. All right, but really, this is the wisdom and understanding of the Edomites, which is the wicked according to the scriptures. All right, like it says in Obadiah, which Obadiah consists of one chapter. That shall call them the border of wickedness, which I think in this same verse, Salaki chapter, yep, right here, Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. Exactly, and like we just read in verse 15, it says that woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Because what are they doing? They're pouring this wisdom and philosophies out towards these other nations, man. Like they show you the anime, Japan was a victim of these of the wine, man. All right, the majority, not the majority, but a lot of them became homosexuals, right? possibly establishing places of exercise. All right, and even in those times, it was noble to be a Greek. And that's the thing with these past empires. What it was an idea. All right, really, you don't have Greek blood, you don't have Roman blood, you don't have American blood, because what, to be an American, you can just be born here. All right, it's not. It doesn't go back to anyone. What, it's a philosophy. It's an idea. All right, it literally doesn't mean anything. All right, but what, it's honorable to be a Greek or a Roman during those times, and hey, nothing new under the sun. Now it's being honorable to be in America, and be a member of the LGBT whatever the hell community. All right. So it says, I'm gonna read it again. And then I'm gonna start at the middle, get to the point. And makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Right. And like I read in Deuteronomy 7:6, what the Lord he demands a certain image for the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, to have a certain image for us to uphold ourselves, which is what, the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. Now, I'm not saying we gotta complete it all, but the point is what, that we're gonna follow these commandments in the kingdom. When our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, when he comes back, he's gonna set up the kingdom that's gonna be ruled in righteousness, and his idea is gonna flourish throughout all the whole universe, man. All right. Now the thing is, what it says that thou mayest look on their nakedness, because yeah, although it was a curse, it was also preordained. But you got Jake completely embracing these ideas, man. All right, being flaming homosexuals, all right, following the way after the heathen, right, being Americans and being hella proud about it, like their baby daddy Esau, right? Oh, let me read it again. Back in, what was it? Actually, I'm gonna start at verse 4. Salakia. Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And who is it that whose soul is not lifted up in him, man? Who's the one that is just naturally born to just want to lay with beast, all right? That wants to eat raw meat, and as a strange, just an overall spirit just can't rock with an Israelite spirit. It's the Edomites. Look, the Lord made the man evil for the day of evil. Salaki, the Lord made evil for the day of evil. So, Salaki, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, but brothers know what I'm talking about. All right, because what, the Lord needs a whipping stick for the nation of Israel. He needs a waster for the day of destruction. All right. So I'm gonna read verse 5 again. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right. Now, and it's funny because you got a past empire, which was Great Britain. If you look on the territory for Great Britain when they were at their prime, you could see that they had territory in damn near every continent. I think, if not all, if I'm not mistaken. But you see that they had territory in damn near every continent, man. These Edomites, okay? They don't have a place to be. They don't have a place to abide. That's why the world Jake calls them culture vultures, which they're not wrong. All right, which it's not that they don't have a culture. They do have a culture, but they don't want to embrace that culture. All right, they don't want to embrace their nationality, so to speak, and that nationality is to be the nation whom the Lord hath indignation for forever. All right, and I mean, you can't blame them for not for not embracing that nationality. But, hey, but what can you do? It's all predestined. All right, they're the Edomites. All right, they are the Edomites. All right. And now, and another thing too. That's also why I'm gonna get this too as well on Revelations 11:8, because this proves it. All right, because look, the scriptures isn't gonna say America is ancient Greece, it's Rome reincarnated, but we know what the scriptures are talking about when it says things like these. Revelations 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Now the thing is, it's twofold. Our dead bodies and their dead bodies, Salaki, is going to be very, very soon in the midst of Jacob's trouble, man. When the 2/3 out of the nation of Israel, right, the rebellious blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they're gonna die in their wicked ways for embracing the ideas of this devil. All right, but really, that's the flip side to it is what it's talking about them living, but they're spiritually dead, because as it is written in Proverbs All right. He that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain what? Shall remain in the congregation of the dead. All right. So what? They're dead. Why? Because hey, Hosea 4:6. Because they rejected knowledge from the Lord. All right. When we're out in the highways and hedges doing what we do, all right, trying to raise up our people to wake them up out of sleep, they reject the knowledge, man. And we're trying to tell you who you are and to repent and to give your life by believing on the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and to tell you who you truly are, and not just black or being a Latino or Native American or African American, whatever, right? But they reject it, and that's why you're dead, man. You're spiritually dead. All right, you don't know where you are and who you are, and you're just wandering about, following the orders of Esau, Edom, man. Or hoping to make it in society when really you live in a society where it wasn't even meant for someone like you to make it, aka Jake. You know, you can't make it in this society. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This current empire wasn't made for them to abide in, for them to succeed in. That's what I was looking for. All right, this is a place that was made for you to fail. All right, and there's clear examples of that in history. All right, but it says spiritually it's called Sodom and Egypt, and I don't even have to tell you about that. All right, spiritually Sodom, talking about the rampant homosexual rate here in America, and not only that, but in other places of the world. All right, and Egypt representing the slavery of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. All right, double straights. All right, and it says where also our Lord was crucified, because and like I read in Isaiah, that they transgressed the laws of the land. Roughly paraphrasing again, because they broke the everlasting covenant. All right, you can. They're essentially the polar opposite of when you read Exodus 20, man. The 10 Commandments and so on. All right, they've damn near broken every, if not all, of all the commandments that the Lord commanded us to follow. All right, but what our people, 2/3 out of the nation of Israel, just want to follow suit. All right, they just go with the wind. All right. Go with the flow. That wicked vibration. All right, but it says where also our Lord was crucified. And not only that, Job 9:24. All right, the image of the Lord too. All right, saying that he looked like Caesar Borgia. All right, with white, Salaki blonde hair, green eyes, which sometimes it's not even what's the word I'm looking for? They're not consistent. All right, they're not consistent with their images. All right, but when according to the scriptures, he looks like a so-called what the world would call him if he was here today, a so-called black man. But really, he was a dark-skinned man with white woolly hair. All right. Now the thing is, the Lord has a heavy judgment for this place. All right. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon, America. All right, the new Babylon. All right, the virgin daughter of Babylon, because this place hasn't seen war on American soil since, what was it, the Civil War, which even then that was an inner fighting. All right, which World War II, that didn't happen on American soil. All right, it says Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right, meaning what? The Lord is using these Edomites as prophetical tools, man. Another tool out of the toolbox. All right, it says that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right, and like I mentioned before too, with the video I showed earlier with Japan, you got these Ammonites lined up, like you saw in the video, being at their temples with the damn near naked. They just have like a robe covering their rod and not even covering their buttocks, man. You know, which that's part of that wine that ancient Greece showed forth towards these other nations. All right, and that's how we know that that image is well and alive today, because that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed, man. All right. Recently, there's a news report of transgenders. What was it? I don't want to remember it, but transgenders are ruling, dominating women's sports and wrestling. Why is that? Because they're not women. They're things, man. All right, they're still men. I don't know what the hell they are, but either way, they are. It's just disgusting. All right. Oh, another example would be, I saw a news report over, I think it was Saudi Arabia. You had this woman who which even to Babylon standards, she wasn't even she wasn't really exposing herself. I mean, she was, but this woman had casual clothing on. She had like a suit jacket, pants, and she was revealing her ankles. All right, she had high heels. All right, so she wasn't again, she wasn't exposing too much, but again, she was exposing a lot. What in the Eastern Hemisphere? All right, so what you had women which were covered up. All right, that were looking at this woman like she was like she was fucking crazy. All right, but she was covered up. All right, showing you what that hey, these nations are drunken of that wine. All right, because according to the law, a woman is supposed to be covered up when she's out and about, man. Oh, and first of all, she's supposed to be with her husband. But either way, right, that shows forth that everything that Babylon teaches, meaning which Babylon means confusion. All right, that's what America teaches, just a bunch of confusion, teaching our people and indoctrinating them in these public schools about teaching us that we come from monkeys or some shit, right? Teaching us that evolution, or the dinosaurs and all this other BS, right? That's part of their wine. All right. Now I don't even know when to choose for this one. I'm just get Malachi. This is Malachi chapter 4 verse 1, because ultimately this is all gonna come to an end, man. Very very soon. All right. Because ultimately, what the people really have a twisted view when it comes down to the fate of these past empires. All right, even like during ancient Greece, people thought it was the best place ever, man. You could do wickedly and no one could stop us. All right, this place is untouchable. Then the Lord destroyed it. Then came the Romans. You know, this is the best place ever. We can do all out wickedness. No one can stop us. Then the Lord destroyed it. Here we are in America now, present day. All right, the Esau's rulership. All right, for the last time, the last hurrah. And what are people saying? This is the best place on earth. All right, and we can do all out wickedness, and no one can. No, the Lord's not gonna do anything about it. Well, clearly these Edomites and our two-thirds of Israel too, all right, think that nothing's gonna happen to this place. This is Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and this hasn't happened yet, by the way. All right, not every prophecy in the Old Testament has occurred yet. All right, occurred. So lucky. It says, and all the proud are you Edomites, all right, as well as 2/3 of our people as well. Right, just like their baby daddy Esau, that they've obtained traits and personality defects from this devil. All right, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. All right, and the wickedness charts is just out of this world when it comes down to America. All right, first of all, you had the enslavement of our people, right? But not only that, because of course, like that was preordained, right? But you also got Babylon advertising was totally adverse and evil on the side of the Lord. All right, like I mentioned before, homosexuality. All right, disorder and the confusion and the out of commissionness in the Israelite household, right? Not even that, just normal things, man. All right, minor things, but this vexes the souls of the righteous, man. All right, just like Lot, man. Nothing new under the sun. The actual ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, it says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. And that's talking about what? The thermonuclear missiles coming very, very soon towards the shores of America, and as well as other places, so lucky, all over and these other countries as well. All right, because we live in a very sinful generation. All right, this is the sinful kingdom talked about in Amos. All right, this is Revelations 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving, right? This is a faithless ass empire currently, right? A very hypocritical one. All right. I remember. I think the First Amendment of the American Constitution is that you can have so lucky that you can have what was it? Freedom of religion. I'm pretty sure there's an official term for it, but I think it's freedom of religion, where you can have any religion you want. So like you can worship any god you want, and there's not gonna be any repercussions, right? But the thing is, America was founded. Has roots dating back to Christianity, all right. Which what people think these Christians use the Holy Bible. But what did the scriptures say? Exodus, the 20th chapter, I think the second verse: "Thou shalt have no other god before me," right? That's the written first commandment. But here it is. You're allowing everyone else to worship these other gods. That's just one example. You know. Revelations 21:8, and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and adulterers, which Edom Esau is no it's not a stranger from sorcerers and witchcraft. All right, being these wizards and warlocks, right? All right, but brothers know what I'm talking about. All right, the modern day witchcraft, which is very hidden from the public, all right, or from the public eye. It says, and adulterers and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. All right, and the first death was brought upon Sodom and Gomorrah, and here we are now in that great city, spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, Rome reincarnated. All right, which takes apart the ideas of these past empires like Greek, as mentioned before time. All right, so here we are now in America in the last captivity of the Israelites. All right. But sooner or later, what the Yahweh is going to come back and he's going to install righteousness throughout the whole land. All right, and finally, we're not going to deal with this current society anymore. All right. All right. So with that, I want to say Kol Holo Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem Rakakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, GMS, who were well and who taught us this truth, and peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel who are also pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth, right, to the faithful listeners. And with that, I want to say Shalom.